Baby is definitely coming in about 3 weeks.
Okay, you ready? Oh! Another time. Front and back. That's it, good girl. What's your name?
People are saying it's going to peak at the exact time the baby is due.
Hello, I'm Kieran, I'm a journalist at Channel 4 and this is a video diary of our first weekend in isolation, and we're in isolation because my very beautiful and very pregnant wife Nancy is with me.
Hello.
How pregnant are we, Nancy?
37 weeks.
37 weeks, so we haven't got long to go. But we're not alone, we've got this guy, Ginger. Yep, it's not the most imaginative name. And little one, who is smaller than Ginger, hence the name. But most importantly, we have Martha. Hello. She's a bit shy today. I'm gonna give you a super quick tour of the flat, 'cause it won't take long. Kitchen, the living room, which is basically Martha's playroom now. Martha's bedroom with all of her toys, which will hopefully keep her entertained. Our bedroom, which is now my office, because it turns out working from home with a toddler is pretty tricky. So yeah, that's us for the weekend. Not quite sure what we're going to do yet. I think we might go to the park. After that, I think we'll just make it up like everyone else. One thing I didn't show you, although we don't have a garden, we do have a lovely view of London, and it is definitely quieter than normal. There's usually loads of people working down there in that work yard. We still have the magnificent Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Though I will say, as a Spurs fan, the one positive of coronavirus is that I don't have to watch Spurs play any more football this year. So Martha's helping with the tidying up today. Good job. Come on then. Martha and I are going on a treasure hunt at the park. Yeah, it's pretty quiet for a Saturday, for a sunny Saturday. There are people here. So Martha is on the treasure hunt now. she's got her map. I've actually got to go and put the treasure in one of these trees. So, ta-da! Treasure. These are actually for Easter. But as Nancy pointed out, we might not be able to come to the park at Easter. I think the treasure's this way. Should we have a look this side? What have you found? What have you found? What have you... Show me. Oh, wow. Should we eat it? So, gloves off. Let's put on some sanitizer. Oh! That's it, all over, front and back. That's it, good girl. Okay, now you can have your treasure. Good treasure hunt.
Open your one.
Okay. Go on the swings. She's wearing her gloves. And then we won't take the gloves off till we get home, then we'll wash our hands when we get home. I guess that's okay. I don't know.
Really high.
So a reasonably successful trip, I think. Now I feel guilty that Nancy's not with us, obviously, because she's got to self-isolate. It's difficult, and obviously we've got weeks and weeks and weeks. Martha, successful trip to the park. What do we do now? Yeah, elbow bump. Good. So one of the things we've been thinking about a lot, now that Martha's not going to nursery, is the structure of her day is kind of all out of kilter. She's not really learning anything, so we're trying to give her activity. So she's doing her numbers and her letters now.
Wow, Martha, this is gorgeous. Well done.
We would love to hear suggestions and know what other parents are doing, to be honest.
4, 1, 2, 3, jump! Just feel the baby, because the baby's jumping. Can you feel the baby jumping? 1, 2, 3. 37 weeks pregnant. It's quite near the end now. So the last time I went out was to a midwife appointment and then to a scan at the hospital, and that was on Wednesday. But the midwife was amazing, made it feel very normal, really professional. very reassuring because everything was fine, like heartbeat and the baby length, but then also asked how I was coping with the news about the coronavirus, and the midwife did say they were having cancellations, especially people who had children already or had just had their babies, which I completely understand. I think you've got to make your own decisions about it, but yeah, that was really useful. I'm glad I went. The next time I go out will probably be my next appointment, which is beginning of April. Come on. I don't want to look like a Bond villain. Martha is super excited about being a big sister, and that has really kept me like buoyant and really excited about the baby, because ultimately we might not know what's happening with coronavirus and how long we're going to be at home, but this baby is definitely coming in about 3 weeks, and yeah, I guess we'll just figure it out.
Morning, happy Mother's Day. It's going to be a weird one, so I'm making Nancy some pancakes. Martha is going to help me flip them. Okay, you ready? Oh! Nearly. Da, 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 da.
That looks amazing.
Let's put honey on them.
Happy Mother's Day. The bake-off shop.
Soggy bottoms.
We ready for yoga?
Yes, ready for yoga.
Yeah.
Sit. Sit. Daddy, you follow Daddy. Ribbit.
Namaste. This
Namaste.
word means the good and the well.
Time to give the internet what they want. Ginger, you majestic fool. So that was the weekend.
Made it.
One down, indeterminate amount to go. I'm knackered.
Yeah.
Mind you, we did a lot. So we went to the park.
Done dancing, baking, puppet shows.
We have watched a few films, admittedly, but I think that's okay. Day 4 of isolation, and I think we're on the 5th watching of Frozen 2. Good job, it's brilliant.
We did a big family video call, catch up.
We've done loads, which is probably why we're so knackered. I feel a bit funny about the park now, seeing the pictures of everyone over the weekend going out, not doing what the government was saying. I don't want to be part of the problem at all, so I think maybe I won't go to the park again.
Yeah, and we
Which is
didn't even
hard.
know that was probably the last time that Martha would go to the park for a while.
I think the other thing about the weekend, having spoken to family, is that I'm not sure I realised they're not going to be able to meet the baby.
I think we're just not talking about it because it's
No one wants to talk about it.
It's quite an emotional thing to sort of think about. I'm not even so worried about going into the hospital and everything that entails. It's more like just staying well.
You're in isolation, we might not be, but we have to be.
Yeah,
For you.
we've all got to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just be really careful.
So if anyone wants to get our shopping,
One thing that's definitely made me feel less isolated this weekend is getting in touch with people we know who happen to work in areas that can give us advice.
our friend's a consultant obstetrician, and we had lots of questions obviously, and she sent us this amazing website which has great advice. We found it really reassuring, so I'll make sure there's a link to that.
People are saying it's going to peak at the exact time the baby is due, but I just don't want to get nervous about going into the hospital, or because you get nervous enough about labour and everything. I guess it's just taking every day at a time, isn't it?
But that's why I think asking questions was so important.
Like at the moment I feel like it's only us in this position. It's obviously not, there's so many people. Not just the staying in, but also the thinking about a baby on the way.
Talking to people has been really helpful, so I would say if you've got any questions, any ideas, any suggestions, just put them down below, because there are other people going through the same thing. Elbow bump? Yeah. Why don't you like elbow bump?